Hey guys, hello. So I'd like to make a little video going through um, this files assignment. So first things first, hopefully you understand this idea here that the mbox dash short file needs to be downloaded, needs to be put into a folder. This file here I'm working on is called box opener. It's in the same folder. They're both in my documents folder. Okay, so if you don't do that, you're likely to get a message that says that they don't know. Um, Hold on one second. Like they don't know where that file is or file. So let's see where we're at right now. I'm gonna take this time.sleep off and let's run this thing. There we go. So we're kind of flying through this file. Kind of hard to figure stuff out. That's why time.sleep would help you. Like maybe just kind of see more slowly each line as it goes. Having said all that, you really don't need to import time here. Having said all that, they give you like a gigantic hint. They say something like, if not line that starts with, and then whatever that phrase is, I forget what it is, XD spam comp, there it is, this guy. They say if it doesn't start with this, continue. It's kind of a weird way to do it. Otherwise, put the line. And what that does is kind of gives you all lines with XD span confidence. Okay, great. But then some of you guys are, I don't know what to, I'm trying to get those numbers, but this is a string. First of all, yeah, you should understand this is a string. Okay, it's very important to be cognizant of the type that you're dealing with. Always, right? You always want to be cognizant of the type of the objects you're dealing with, because certain objects can do certain things. You can do certain things with strings that you can't do with integers, right? For example, you can slice strings, but you can't slice integers. So if I didn't know what type this was, what could I do? Well, I could go, hey, what's the type of line? Let me know what the type is. So when we do that, you see, oh, every single one of these lines is a string. Okay, great. Okay, I still don't know what to do. Okay, well, that would be a great opportunity maybe to do something like this. And just go, okay, let's say x equals this, right? So x is not a string. So I now have this variable to work with, and I could kind of think about how I could get those last 4 numbers. Is that what I want? Or do I want the last 6 numbers or digits, whatever? Whatever. I don't know, whatever you think. So one way to do that would be to slice. Okay, that's something you can do with strings. You can slice strings. And so if I said the last 6, maybe I'm including the 0 and the decimal, that would look like that, right? Maybe you tried, I don't know, maybe you tried 5 or something, or 4. Make sure that's the thing, you actually want to sort of test this stuff. So if you did fork, you'd have the integer value, you could then convert that back to a float or a decimal maybe at the very end by dividing by 100 or something. But actually not even 100, you'd have to divide by like 10,000. But anyways, okay, so let's say I take the last 6 of these things, right? The last 6 of these things. Are there any problems with maybe having something like that and trying to build a value? So first of all, hopefully you guys all understand the algorithm for average. You got to add up the total, you got to find the number of items, divide the total by the number of items, and boom, that's what it is. So could I add, if I was able to grab all of these values, and do something like this, could I add these values together? And you could try, but you would have a problem, right? Why? Because they're strings, right? So what might you like them to be? Well, someone tried to do integers. Well, I don't think I want them to be integers. I mean, you could try that, but again, try to see what those values are. And first of all, I want to let you do it. Why won't they let you do it? They're not going to let you turn strings into integers. They will let you turn floats into integers, but not strings into integers. So first of all, that doesn't even work. Secondly, float would be a better option here. So let's try that. Now, it's interesting that I'm printing out, now these things are floats, but it says class string. Why does it say class string? Oh, because I'm printing out I haven't changed line permanently, right? I've just sort of captured a moment here where the value is a float. Okay, well that's perfect because that's all I really need to sort of build my total. So let me make a variable, right? And let me add these values total. So it's like a total plus equals, or total equals total plus float. You can kind of build the value that way. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you wanted to print out total, you can see how total sort of builds. You can see total building throughout this thing, which is perfect. It's what we want, right? And then, so how do I get average? Well, I get average taking the total divided by the number of items, right? Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, looks like there's maybe 21, 22 of these things. Problem is, I should write a program that works for different, files, not just this one file. So is there a way for me to count how many times I'm iterating through this loop? And this is, again, a classic algorithm, right? Classic algorithm. And you make a variable, right? Make a variable. And each time you go through this thing, increment the variable by 1. Say count plus equals 1. So we could print out total, we could print out count. Run this thing. And actually, oh, 27. So I was off with my just quick eyeball check. But yeah, and now hopefully you understand what to do. And this is again where the indentation becomes so important in Python. So understand why I really want to be outside the loop. So I really want to wait until I've completed the loop to print total and count out. And that's exactly the value you see in the autograder. I think now too you want to you have to give them the message that they want. You have to say like whatever, blah blah blah, average, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're going to print total divided by count. Not print total divided by count, but yeah, I think you are going to print it out in this thing, as well as the message that they want. But to go back to the beginning here, you really want to do this, start to think about this and go, okay, so I'm able to iterate through this file, okay? I need to take out the lines that have XD spam confidence, right? I have to grab those lines. They're kind of showing you a way to do it here. By the way, this is a little bit extra. I think this is like that's sort of a double negative or something, but that should work just as well, right? Yeah. So you want to grab those lines that start with XD spam confidence, which is where we were yesterday in class. So you were at this point where you should have this, right? And now you have to think about, okay, well, I know average is found by taking the total divided by the number of items. So how can I get the total? Or how can I grab those values? And then you got to break it down, go through that process, right? All right. I will